Hello again, my little yarnivores and spiderettes. Fiber Spider back again with, well, a little bit of this, that, the other, a little bit of chit chat, what's going on as of late, a little bit of happy mail, and a tattoo update. Yes, I got some more ink. Some people, when they have a midlife crisis, they date somebody, 20 years too young, or they get a new sports car. Me, I've been getting tattoos. To each their own. I figure my skin is not getting any younger, so let's decorate it. That's how I look at it. So, just been doing things and this and that and the other, keeping busy as I usually do. How are all of you doing? Doing pretty good here, all things considered. I mean, this is my favorite time of year. I love the fall. You guys know I love the fall. The autumn, the crisp smell in the air, the leaves are finally changing here. I absolutely love it. It's nice and crisp in the evening time. I love it. Yes, perfect time to start drinking nice cups of cocoa and tea and chai and warm goodness. Yeah. So, yeah, I have a couple of cards and I've got a package and I've been doing a lot of reading lately. I mean, yes, I'm still working on the Dungeon Anarchist's Cookbook by Matt Dinneman. Still working on this one. I'm about halfway through. However, as I have a tendency of doing, I took a slight detour and I decided to start reading, well, rereading some of the classics of my childhood because I love juvenile fiction. I'm a child at heart. I've been rereading Beverly Cleary books. This is Ramona Quimby, age 8, and it is a charming book. It is probably one of my favorites in the series. There's a bunch of these. So Beverly Cleary has written a ton of books. And just in this series alone, it starts with Beezus and Ramona. Beezus is Ramona's older sister, actually named Beatrice, but Ramona couldn't say Beatrice, so she called her Beezus. So Beezus and Ramona, Ramona the pest, Ramona the brave, Ramona and her father, Ramona and her mother, and then Ramona Quimby, age 8. So I've been reading a lot of these. They're fairly quick, but they're really good. Then after this one, there is Ramona Forever and Ramona's World. And the reason why I like these is because, yes, the main protagonist is a little girl, and I find her plucky spirit, rather charming, but also the books go into actual real issues that people go through. Like at one point, her father loses his job and she tries to convince him to quit smoking cigarettes. And, her mother goes back to work and, she has to deal with, being set by a grumpy grandmother of one of her friends and dealing with growing up in general, dealing with haircuts and fads and getting sick at school and things that people deal with, and it's all from the perspective of a small child. It's very nostalgic for me. It's also very charming, so I do go back to these fairly often. I do like them a lot. I don't know, I mean, just to give you an idea, riding the school bus alone isn't the only new experience making third grade exciting for Ramona Quimby. From befriending a boy called Yard Ape to delivering her book report in the style of a television commercial, Ramona's enthusiasm for life is infectious and irresistible. That's not to say all is perfect. Having to go to the Kemp's house after school is Ramona's own particular burden, especially the chore of being nice to pesky little Willa Jean. When Ramona gets sick and throws up in class, she feels as though things can't get worse. And it's a Newbery Honor book. And, it's, about third grade challenges. It's like, yes, I understand. I'm old enough to have a third grader. I get that. But I still like these. I do. Between that and, other books like, I always have a lot of books on hand, like these, the Frog and Toad books. These are so good. They give me the warm and fuzzies. If I could read them on camera, I totally would because I do love them so. But they were written more recently, and so the copyrights are still firmly in place. So unfortunately, I can't do that. At any rate, so let's all right, let's start off with some happy mail, and then after that, then I want to do the tattoo reveal. And I absolutely love the piece that I got this past time. At the time of filming this, it is Wednesday. I got it on Sunday, so it's still pretty fresh, although it does not hurt as much as it did, so that's a plus. So let's open up some happy mail. All right, so since I got some cards and I got a package, I open the cards first. And so this first one is from Lisa in Wisconsin. I'm guessing that it is a Halloween card. I'm guessing, and I think it's a fairly good guess. Let's see, got to get around the tape here. I'm working on it. You really sealed this up good. You know what? Got my trusty scissors here. Bear with me a moment. I just love getting cards and packages from you guys. I do. It's the highlight of my day. All right, let's see. Ooh, it is a Halloween card. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Reaching out to keep in touch. It's spoopy. I love it. It's so stylistic. I absolutely love it. And on the inside, it says, and say you're thought of very much. Oh, thank you. Oh, and there's an itty bitty little fiber spider right there. So cute. It says, thanks for helping me learn more than I ever thought I could with crochet. You are very, very welcome. I have made about 12 projects with your excellent tutorials. I am now an official spiderette. You were always an official spiderette. You don't have to finish 12 projects to be that. Well, Lisa, thank you so much. Lisa in Cheeseland. Thank you so very, very much. I appreciate it. And, all you guys, you gals, you women, you gents, all of you guys out there, you are all, yarnivores and spiderettes, arachnids, and so on and so forth. It's your je ne sais quoi that makes you, a stitcher. You don't have to do it every day. You don't even have to do it you don't have to do it every day. You don't even have to do it particularly well. But as long as you put in the effort, you get what you give. Crocheting, knitting, any sort of, fiber arts, as far as I'm concerned, it takes time. It takes practice. It takes patience. It takes work. It doesn't just happen. And as long as you put in the work, then you get the results, But you got to be persistent. You got to be patient. You have to remember that oxygen is your friend. Yes, breathe. If you get frustrated with a project, put it down. Come back to it the next day. It'll be there waiting for you, Things don't always click or come into place or fall into place or what have you, necessarily. Sometimes, you just got to come back to things with a fresh perspective and you got to work at it, But, keep in mind, I've been doing this for, I want to say like 20, 25-ish years. It didn't just happen. I wasn't born with a crochet hook and a pair of knitting needles. If I had, I think my mom would resent me a lot more. I think that would have hurt. Um, um, it takes work, and you keep at it, and you can do almost anything. So next card is from Valerie in New Jersey. Now, I don't know if this is going to be another Halloween card, because I got this one, was it in September? No, it was October 11th. Okay. So this could be a Halloween card. Sometimes I do hang on to Happy Mail for a while until I have a couple of pieces, so that I can do, a more fleshed out video. Oh, and it says can be read on camera. Thank you for that. And so this is adorable. Or for me, I guess I would say I'm adorkable. He's so cute. He's a happy little spider. Wishing you a bone-chilling, spine-tingling, hair-raising, well, I don't got anything to raise at the moment, hauntingly good time. Happy Halloween, sincerely, Valerie. Dear Craig, sorry that the cards have been far and few in between. No apologies necessary, at all. I get it. Times are tough for a lot of people. I totally understand that, so I'm not judging. Time seems to fly by so quickly. Indeed it does. The older we get, the faster it goes. It's like sands in the hourglass. These are the days of our lives. I wanted to say that I really enjoy your YouTube live sessions on Friday evenings. It's good to see a lot of people chiming in on the various topics. Well, thank you. I enjoy it too. I don't do it every Friday evening, but I do try to do it fairly regularly. There was a long stretch of time where I didn't do any live streams at all. And then I decided, you know what? Time to get back into it. And what made it a lot easier, actually, is having guests on as well. That helps a lot, because otherwise I feel like I'm just, talking to, scrolling words flying across the screen. And I know there are people attached to those scrolling words flying across the screen. I know. But it's a lot easier to keep things flowing and moving when I have guests on. And I couldn't do it without them because it really, really, really helps. Also, it helps keep me a little bit more grounded, a little calmer, a little bit more sane. So as far as having the guests on, we've had Spring, the fiber enthusiast. We've had Gary from Urban Yarn, Russ from It's Raining Yarn. We've had Matt, the Rockin' Crocheter, Pandemonium Express, MDL Crochet, Tara from my Facebook group, not channel, group. We've had a whole bunch of people, and I would like to keep going and have even more people on as time goes on, and it really helps, because I don't know if I come across as such, but when I do live streams, I get a little freaked out. I can become quite the nervous Nelly, and it very much helps keep me, keeps me, grounded, and keeps me, semi-focused to have somebody else helping with the conversation and so forth. It could be tricky. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. Now I've got one package to go. So let's see what's inside, shall we? Okay, so the package, I can already tell it's yarn, and I am excited to see what's in here. Now this comes from Faye. Faye sent me a message over on my Etsy store and said that there's a package, and it came, and it is from the Wool Warehouse in the United Kingdom. So it has come a long way, and I can't wait to see what's inside. It was so cute when I went to the post office. They know me as Fiber Spider, or they just call me Spider because that's how all the cards and the letters are addressed. And they're like, Spider, you got a package. We knew you'd be in. I'm like, yep. Sure enough. Ooh, comes in lovely organza bags and everything. Let's see. What are the spoils? And I feel spoiled. You guys make me feel loved. Thank you. So let's see what's inside. We've got five cakes of some really lovely looking yarn here. Now there's an invoice slip on here, and so Yarn Smith's Elvis DK Turbo. I don't know what that means exactly, but hey. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, sure enough, it's called Elvis. Hey. Thank you very much. Thank you. I can't do an Elvis impersonation. I can do Stitch. I can do Gollum / Schmeagol. I can do those just fine. But I can't do Elvis to save myself. This is gorgeous. This is lovely. And since there's 5 cakes, I can do some serious damage with this. Oh, the ideas. Oh, the ideas of what to do with this. So, enough of my gushing here. So this is from Yarn Smiths. It's called Elvis. It's double knit. So it's, I would say it is probably like a 3 weight. Let me see if I can grab. It looks to be about a 3 weight or so. And it is 100% acrylic. It is 590 yards, which is some good yardage. Makes me think of a mandala, a Lion Brand mandala cake, about the same size and a nice gradual change of color from one to the next. Makes me think of a mandala cake, you know, and also reminds me of, I think the colorway is Centaur, actually. Oh. I have one here. It's attached to some needles, but yeah, Centaur is the colorway. It's kind of attached to stuff over off camera. And let's see, I've got shade and dye lot, but I don't see what the colorway is called. The colorway might be Elvis for all I know. Don't know, but it is gorgeous. And it doesn't say, because usually it says like, you know, like whether it's a 3 weight or a 4 weight, doesn't say that. But it's a double knit, which is about a 3 weight or so, if I am not mistaken. Knits to most DK patterns. And it's gorgeous. I love it. Now, the cheek test. I love it. Thank you so much. And because I have a whole bunch of these, I'm sure that I can make something fabulous with it. What exactly? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. But I'm sure I can think of something. You know, definitely enough for a rather substantial project, because if it is 590 yards, so that's well over 2,000 yards. So that's some good stuff. Listen, Faye, thank you so very much. I love it. And you doubted if I would like it or not. These are some gorgeous autumn colorways. It's fabulous. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. And the cards too. Thank you guys. Very, very sweet. Thank you. Okay, so now for the tattoo reveal. Now, it's chilly in here, so I've been wearing my hoodie. Yeah, I've done a lot over the past couple of months. You know, it started with me getting this redone in the center and then the ring around that, and then it turned into working on this arm with the flower of life and the mandala around that, and then some sashiko style of geometrics, and then that turned into this, and then this over here is relatively fresh. You know, this was the more recent from this arm. So eventually, eventually I want the entire arm to be covered. Not going into the armpit. No. No. But I do want the entire arm to be covered up to about here because I still want to be able to wear a long sleeve shirt and to be able to, hide what I have if I so choose. Now, the piece that I got this past Sunday, oh, I do love it. It's going to be a little tricky, but I'm going to do the best I can to show it on camera. Okay. There we go. I absolutely love how this turned out so very much. And because I wanted to keep this arm to coincide with the other Celtic design that I have, so I had the Celtic knotwork around it, and then the three rabbits with their sharing of ears is actually a very, very old design. And there's a lot of debate as to the origins of this design. Some people say, it's, more of a Celtic origin, or, other cultures, other religions, and so on and so forth. But I find it fascinating. And I have an affinity for rabbits, hares, bunnies, because they are resourceful. They are they're prey animals, yet they are survivors. They are nimble, they are quick, they are resourceful, and they're a little bit sneaky. They have sort of a trickster quality about them, and also in Irish folklore, there is a sort of a fairy trickster who does often have the likeness of a rabbit, and they are called pukas. I believe the spelling has some variations, but it's Pooka or Phuo or Ouka. There are variations in the spelling, but they are tricksters, and they will, shapeshift and sometimes into a rabbit. And one of their tells, is that they can't speak the truth. They have to mix in fibs with the truth. It's one of their sort of idiosyncrasies, and of course, also since there are three of them. Three is sort of a universal magic number, whether it is in Catholicism, where it's the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost, or in paganism, you have the maid, the mother, the crone, or the Father, the Son, the sage, or the phases of the moon. I mean, there's a lot of numerology as far as the number three. And I'm not really so much into mysticism or spirituality per se, but I still find it fascinating. It's the same thing with the flower of life. It's part of sacred geometry, and even though I'm not spiritual, by nature, I still can have an appreciation for things that are beautiful. And so this, absolutely love how it came out. Now, this was 4 hours in the chair. 4 hours of beautiful pain, but I think it's totally worth it. And yeah, eventually I would love to keep going with the Celtic theme on this arm. And I've got ideas for other parts as well. I've been working on ideas for a full leg sleeve, even though it's your leg, they still call it a sleeve, with Japanese motifs, like an oni mask. Onis are demons, but they have a lot of different qualities to them. Or a koi fish, an origami crane, maybe some lilies, or what was the other flower? Not orchids, not lilies. Lotus. There you go. Some lotus blossoms. Um, I have a lot of ideas, definitely. But definitely going in with more of an aquatic theme. Oh, also a kitsune, which is, again, another trickster, shape-shifting kind of spirit, if you will, that is usually in the form of a many-tailed fox. Each tail represents 100 years that it has been alive, and usually the maximum number of tails is 9. I would probably go with 7. Seven's a lucky number. But yes, they are also tricksters in the Japanese culture. Maybe I believe it's a shisa, which is one of those, it's sort of like a cross between a dog and a dragon, usually as a pair of statues at the entrance of somebody's home. They are protectors and guardians. Usually one is male, the other one's female. You have that sort of balanced binary going on. Um, I've got a lot of ideas. It's a work in progress. I've got lots of time and I've got lots of real estate left to go, but I'm having a lot of fun with it. Yes, it's painful, but after the initial shock and so forth, I mean, like this does not hurt, It really doesn't even sting anymore, and this is just a few days. So it's not that bad, and it's pretty and I like it. And my mom has gotten used to the notion that, I'm no longer going to be, just au naturel that I am doing this. And I think it's because the pieces that I've been getting are tasteful, and they are artistic, and they are an expression of my love of the arts and culture and so forth. It's not something that's risque or controversial. So she's come to accept it, and I'm very happy about that. She is a bit old school, and she's professed time and time again that she would never get one. That's fine. They're not for everybody, but she has accepted what I've chosen to do, and that means a lot to me. I really appreciate it. So, that being said, want to thank all of you guys for watching today. I hope you liked the video. It's just a little this and that, because I'm a total bookworm when I'm not stitching, so wanted to share what I've been doing with that. And I have another appointment actually in just under a month's time, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to get some more done. What exactly? Not sure. I have ideas though. Yeah. If you have any tattoos out there in YouTube land, let me know. Maybe I'll get some inspiration. So listen, at any rate, as always, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give a little thumbs up button down below and stay tuned for more, because whether it is me jibber jabbering or, reading or crocheting or knitting or cooking or whatever, variety is the spice of life, and I like to keep it spicy. And as always, take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you again, and bye for now.